So what we will learn today, we will learn how to create branches and what could be the purpose of those branches, for example. Okay, so let's go to our repository, and this is our repository, right? Let me check git branch. So right now I'm in QA, but I wanna do it a better way, and let's go to create release branches basically. So what I will do, I will go to main branch. That's the place where I can create branches. Now git pull. Okay. So now what I will do, git branch. I'm in main branch right now. So I can create 4 branches. Okay. So in each branch, I'm going to put 4 files. Like branch 1, branch 2, branch 3, branch 4. I'm going to have different file. For example, in a branch 1, I have only one file, and I can call that one file mens.java. Mens nothing but Nike shopping for men. And when I create a branch 2, I'm going to have 2 files including men's and women's, men's, and one more extra file. Let's see how does that work. Okay, git checkout -b, I can call it as a release 1.0. Okay, now I'm in release 1.0. This is the release branch where I deploy the code from. Okay, and git, what I'm going to do, I'm going to add Nike men.java. Okay, git commit -m added new version 1 app. Because that Nike 1.java already there. How it's already there? It came from this main file, right? When I created this release 1 branch, this branch will have all the files in the main branch, right? Okay, let's put it this way. What I'm going to do, I have right now, I have 2 files, right? In my release branch, I'm going to add one more file, and I can call it as a women.java. Okay, I'm going to add that file, git commit -m updated git push origin release 1.0. Okay, so now my release 1.0 has 3 files, right?
Yes.
3 files. New release, that means new release application. Nike men, that is men application. Nike women, which is Nike women application. I'm going to add one more application in new branch, not this branch. Okay, I'm going to call it as a release 1.2. Let's put it at 1.1. Since it is 1.0, I'm going to put it at 1.1. Okay, and now I'm in my new branch. Okay, I'm going to make some changes. What I'm going to do, I'm going to add one more application called shoes sale, for example, or Christmas sale, whatever. Christmas sale.java. Okay, now I should have a 3 file. Now I should have 4 files, right? Because this Christmas sale.java has been added as an extra feature. Git add, I'm going to put dot, that will add all commits. Git commit -m updated new app for Christmas sale. Git push origin. What branch is this? Release 1.1. Release 1.1. Now, what I did deploy the code from this release 1.1. Okay, nothing but, for example, let's say this is a release 1.0. and this is a release 1.1. Okay. I had 3 files initially, and I deploy the code from here, which is working fine. And I created a branch, release 1.2. So I already had those 3 files in my branch because I created branch where those 3 files are. And I have added my extra file called Christmas sales.java to only this branch, not this one. And I deploy the code from release 1.2, but this time it's failed. That Christmas.sales.java breaks the application, the existing application. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to roll back nothing but I'm going to redeploy the code from R1.0. That means release 1.0. I'm not merging this release 1.1 to release 1.0. I did not merge that. So I have 2 branches with their own functionality, right? Let's say if I do release the code from this branch, right? And let's say, for example, something broke and you want to roll back, I still have my branch. I still have my release 1.0 up and running. I did not make any changes from this branch to this branch. So the companies, they doesn't make the changes to all applications to just one, because it's not a versioning. So they have 1.0, 1.1, similarly 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, 1.6. But let's say they're maintaining 6 versions of the code, or maybe 10 versions of the code. They might be removed release 1.0 once they reach the point release 1.10. That means they have previous 9 versions of code as a backup if something goes wrong. Does that make sense? Any questions from anybody? No questions? Did you guys understand at least?
Yes, okay, Vishnu.
Yes.
If not, we will discuss again. Okay. So we will discuss again. No worries. Let's say, for example, we are working on a sprint. Let's put it this way. We are working on 1 month plan. So in 1 month, we need to have this application in the production. For example, adding new application, right? So this is our current application. Current application is nothing but just a source code. Have that source code, build a package and deploy into product, whatever the server. That is, application is nothing but source code. You have this source code, okay? You have this source code and you can call it as a release 1. For example, release 1.0, okay? Now you have 1 month to add an extra feature to release 1.0, okay? In 1 month, and that is your target. For example, just example, take it as an example. Now you are adding an extra feature and you may call it as a 1.1. For example, 1.1, okay? And 1.1 has been created from 1.0. So whatever the code we have in 1.0 will come to 1.1, right? Am I clear?
Yes, yes.
Now,
Yes.
4 people are working on this branch for this month. they create their own feature branch. Feature 1, feature 2, feature 3, and feature 4. For new version, they're adding a new version, right? In 1 month, that is the plan, right? They're creating branch from this branch. They're not even touching this one.
So this is where my question was. So basically, are you saying that feature 1 is 2 levels below 1.0 because 1.1 is a child of 1.0 and feature 1 is child of 1.1.
Yes. So they will be adding all these features in the form of pull request, PR.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And they're deploying after a month, they're deploying this code to the production.
Okay.
And if they identify this new changes break something, an existing application, right? What they will do, they don't do anything from this whole code. They simply deploy this to roll back to previous version.
Got it. Got it.
Right?
Okay.
If they merge this code to here,
Correct.
that is going to mess up things.
Correct. Correct. Okay.
Like that, they will manage 1.0, 1.1, 1.5, 1.6, 1.4, 1.7, something like that. Okay.
That's basically versioning. Like so, basically, they'll, if in case something goes wrong with
That's
new
the
version,
that is the advantage with the versioning, basically.
they deploy the old version. New
Exactly.
version. Okay.
So when they create a new feature, they will take code from R1.1, not R1.0, because this is up and running, right?
Okay.
So they take code from R1.1, they can call it as R1.2, and they're going to create feature branches again, feature 1, feature 2, feature 3, feature 4. They're going to merge to R1.2.
Okay.
Okay. This is how they version the application basically.
So this is my, yeah, I understand this. My question is basically how do we create a feature 1 branch from 1.1? Whenever I say create checkout git checkout branch, it comes from the main, right? Always it is copying from the main, right?
No, whenever you create a branch from the base branch. So
Okay,
for
so
example, let's say which branch I am in right now. I am in release 1.1, right?
Okay.
And I should have this Christmas sale.java in my new branch. And I'm gonna check out -b developer 1 branch, for example.
Okay.
Because I have feature 1 already. So I'm gonna create developer 1, right? Now this developer 1 branch will have the source code from release 1, not from main, because my base branch is release 1 now.
Okay.
You see that? So if I go here, if I do ls, you see that Christmas sale.java.
Okay.
But this main is not going to have that Christmas sale.java because I did not merge that to
Correct.
main, or this release 1.0 does not have that file because I did not merge release 1.1 to release 1.0.
So is it possible to see the hierarchical, the entire thing in a picture format? I think in GitHub there is we can see the branches, but does it show the who's the parent, who's the child, that kind of thing, like in a picture format?
Basically, it's like a naming convention. That's why they use, you see that?
Naming
1.0, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3.
Otherwise, there is no way we can find out of who is the parent, who is the child without the version, that numbers.
No, because that's why people manage the branches. Like a high level people manage the branches basically.
Oh, okay. It's not given to everybody.
No, even each and every resource should have a limited permissions.
Okay.
So only architect people, they will have 100% control. But yeah, people will have very limited permissions because the branch is nothing but that is where the source code is coming, right? So any questions from anybody?